Hi everyone. So for the past few months I've been doing some filming here in the kitchen. Just every now and then when I prepare certain dishes I film them, and I thought eventually I want to put them together in a video for you guys. If you're like me, you always need new food ideas, and I know my channel isn't about cooking or anything like that, but I do like to every now and then to have a cooking video, and in this case I'm sharing my recipes down below in the description box, so make sure to check those out. In case my voice sounds a little different, it's because I'm dealing with a head cold right now. It's kind of the tail end, thankfully, but bear with me. And I do want to mention, if you're at all needing a cute new apron, make sure to hang around to the end of this video. I'll show you some new designs we have for the Etsy shop. I'm pretty excited about them. But for now, let's start cooking. Here I'm making some cake mix cookies, is what we call them. They're probably the boys' favorite cookies. Honestly, they're not very healthy. I don't make them just a whole lot, but every now and then I like to make them just kind of for a treat for them. I start out by having my two bowls going here, one with the chocolate cake mix and the other with the yellow. To both of the bowls I add eggs, water, and oil, and then the chocolate one gets cocoa and the yellow cake mix gets an additional half a cup of flour. I'll mix that together, and then I scoop them out using my cookie scoop. To flatten these cookies, I use a method that Mom used to do. I have a little bowl of water and then a bowl of white sugar. Using a glass, I dip my glass bottom into the water and then into the sugar, which that causes the sugar to kind of stick to the bottom of the glass, and then from there, onto the cookies, and it actually leaves some sugar onto the cookies. Every now and then I'll re-rinse it kind of in my water and then dip it again, and often you could do a few cookies at a time without re-dipping into the sugar, if that makes sense. For the filling, I just mix some shortening and powdered sugar and vanilla together. I'll whip it up really good to make it nice and soft and fluffy. Starting out with the mashed potatoes here, I'm pretty sure most of you have probably made these numerous times, but I thought I'd show my process. Sometimes we do things differently and want to try something new the next time we make them. I, of course, start out by peeling the potatoes, and as far as knowing how many potatoes to use, for my family or the group that I'm preparing the potatoes for, I usually go by either one big potato or two small ones for one person. And then if I want leftovers, I'll throw some extras in. After peeling and cubing the potatoes, it's time to boil them, and I often add water halfway up the potatoes, like in my container that I plan to boil them in. I boil them until they're nice and soft. I usually use a fork to test. I don't want them mushy and falling apart, but still not, hard enough that my fork would stay stuck. I drain them and whip them in my KitchenAid. It's really important to whip the potatoes first before adding anything. If you don't do this, like if you start adding your things right away, before the potatoes are fully, whipped up and creamy, you will get little lumps. Of course, there's different ingredients you can add to mashed potatoes to make them really extra good, but today I'm just going with butter, salt, and milk. Sometimes I'll add sour cream or cream cheese. That really makes them nice and creamy. It's also really important to just add a little bit of milk at a time. If you add too much, you'll also get lumps in your potatoes. After everything is nicely blended together, I usually reheat the potatoes since everything cooled off by this point and they're ready to eat. I'll show you guys a really simple and tasty gravy that Mom used to make, and I'm sure again a lot of you probably make this. We always just called it pan gravy. I know, a very simple term, but that's basically what it is. I didn't get the beginning filmed of this, but I just melted some butter in a pan, added some flour, stirred that around until it was nice and brown, and then you add really hot water. And the reason you want to go with hot water is your saucepan will really steam, or your mixture will really steam. You have to watch so you don't burn yourself. And after it's the right thickness, like you added enough water to get it to the right consistency, just season it. In this case, I'm using Lawry's salt, just regular salt and pepper. You can use any seasonings of your choice, and that's it. It's really simple, and it just goes very well with, in this case, I'm making poor man's steak. I also didn't get a video of this, but I mixed my ground beef with some eggs, oatmeal, and seasonings, and here I'm just putting the patties back into a roaster, and then I'll add the gravy and then put it in the oven for an additional maybe 45 minutes or so, just to get those hamburgers nice and cooked through and blend the flavors of the gravy and the hamburger. This next dessert is definitely very sweet, and I'll warn you, not healthy at all, but every now and then I'll fix it. In this case, I'm actually preparing it to take along to a church event. It seems pudding dishes like this are always a hit, and this is a pretty simple one to fix. It has about 3 layers in it. The first one consists of some crumbs, and the second is ice cream and pudding mixed together, and then there's Cool Whip, and then some more crumbs, so I guess 4 layers in total. This last dessert I'm showing you here is definitely something that you barely even have to prepare anything. It's super easy to fix if you need something quick and don't have a lot of time to, actually mix something together from scratch. All you have to do is just go buy these ice cream sandwiches. And again, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have probably fixed this dessert already, but I thought I'd throw this in here because I had been preparing a few pans of this for a youth event, and I thought maybe some of you would like a new idea and haven't ever seen this. But basically you just layer ice cream sandwiches with Cool Whip and either Hershey's chocolate syrup or caramel, or both. In this case, I'm using caramel. And then of course you keep it in the freezer so it's actually eaten as a frozen dessert. Again, this type of dessert is a big hit with kids. I hope you enjoyed this short cooking video, and again, make sure to check out those recipes in the description box if you're at all interested in them. Again, nothing fancy, just really basic and simple recipes, but sometimes it's just fun to try different or new things or new ways to make maybe the same thing. So let's talk about the aprons before ending here. First of all, the one that I'm wearing here I think is really fitting for this time of the year. We have it available in this style and then also in the waist style here. I think this is also really cute, and both of these would be really fitting to wear, to go out to your garden maybe, to harvest some vegetables. Then we also have this really pretty blue one. I think this would fit in any kitchen, just a pretty kind of denim blue color with the striped pocket, the white strings, and all of these aprons, like the chef's aprons, have the adjustable strings here. They have a knot at the neck that you can adjust really easily. And then they have the strings here to, of course, tie either in the back or bring them to the front. And all of my chef's aprons aren't just extremely wide. Like some of them that I buy in the store are so wide that I can't even, like they wrap around me before I even get to the ties. Like I can't even tie them tight enough. So that's kind of what I'm after here, is just creating an apron that will protect your clothing in the front. Won't wrap all the way around necessarily, but has nice long strings where anybody can still wear them. And then we also have a cute cotton puff, is what we call them, design. I think these are just adorable. And last, we have another stripe one. It's more kind of light gray blue with a gray pocket. I think this would look very fresh and farmhousey in any kitchen. So make sure to check those out if you're at all needing a new apron for yourself or maybe for a gift for someone. Usually they don't last very long. We only make a certain amount. That link is also down below in the description box. As always, I hope your day is going great. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.